recession. I think we're maybe technically, some indicators might, people might say that. It doesn't sound like we're in a recession to me. I think prices are definitely going up, but I think the economy is doing pretty well compared especially to other countries around the world. So yeah, I mean, obviously like the White House, the Fed, all and like they're doing their best. And we'll see how it goes.
It is a recession. Like they're trying to change the definition, right? So I think the definition is 2 quarters, then it's called recession. So it's been 2 negative quarters to the GDP, and they're still saying it's not a recession.
I don't feel super confident in our economy at the moment. It's definitely not great. Inflation is out of control. I mean, I live in New York City, so I'm kind of, dealing with all the repercussions of the inflation, rent going up, the price of just everything is a little out of control.
So, well, first of all, let me put it back on her because she's very nice looking. Shout out to the modern women. Hey, Nips. Nah, but on the real though, they are all right. And there is no wrong answer when it comes to answering this particular question because, like, for example, he said first it's 2 quarters. Yep, you're right. Another one said that, yeah, but technically I'm okay with it because the economy is still doing well. And when we compare it to what's going on in the rest of the world, I'm cool. We doing well. And he's absolutely correct because inflation has spiked worldwide. We are now in a worldwide economy, right? And we are in a space to where most people are interdependent on each other when it comes to wherever it is that they live. So it doesn't matter if you over in China, it doesn't matter if you're over in Mexico, if you here in the United States, or you in Canada. We're all interconnected. And because this is a worldwide economy, meaning that I have to buy goods and services in order for things to thrive over there, or what happens in the U.S. market is largely going to have a ripple effect on what's going on wherever it is that you are in the UK, in Europe, whatever it is. We are in a worldwide market. So if you study what's going on worldwide and you compare it to what's going on here, we're pretty much managing it better than any place else across the world. But Nips over here, is saying that, hey, listen, we are in a recession. Things are a lot more difficult than than it normally would be because rent is going high and the cost of food and clothes and gas and, just the cost of being out on a daily basis is affecting me. I don't know how much it's affecting her and her nips, but looks like it's the summertime and it's not even a breeze, but her nips is all right. Let me get off of her. It's getting a little weird.
It's a little out of control.
Minimum wage isn't getting higher and pay wages aren't getting higher, so people are struggling, Gas prices keep rising, although there's a dip right now, but I just feel like people are struggling.
A lot of people are struggling. He's absolutely right.
And I do feel like we're in a recession, and we do need some more assistance from the government.
Everyone's spending money. Whatever the Fed's doing out there, it's just, I feel like it's kind of unrelated to the day-to-day, like, what's going on in the world.
I don't feel like it's a recession. Things have changed since the recession. But since everything opened back up and things of that nature, I don't feel like it's a recession. They opened up a lot of jobs. We still in the pandemic. However, I don't feel like it's a recession because people work, they can go out.
Like, it depends on the news channel. If you ask, like, if they're Democrat news channels, they're going to say, no, it's not really a recession. If there was Trump in the office, they're going to be like, oh, look, we're in. And they're going to.
That is very much true. He is absolutely correct. And people they pick and choose their wording very carefully depending on who's in office. So it depends on what side of the aisle you on. You'll see it with rose-colored glasses. If you're a person that largely vote Democrat or you're largely voting to the left, then you're going to say, it's not really a recession because it's, whatever, so on and so forth. And if you're a person that's more to the right or you vote Republican, then you're going to be a person to say, well, when Trump was in office, this and that and so on and so forth. Yeah, we didn't have technically the numbers, but I guarantee you based off of what's happening right now, it's not all entirely based off of what happened during the Biden administration. Everything is a trickle-down effect. Biden has only been in office, a little less than 2 years? I think that what's happening with the Fed and the pandemic and everything like that, it was going to happen anyway. But If you were on the right, you were going to say it's going to happen anyway, or would it happen anyway because we had the pandemic or whatever. So I think that people pick and choose their sides depending on whatever it is that they vote for and what their beliefs are, because you can make anything be anything that you want it to be depending on how you want to see it. Some people use the Bible to villainize. Some people use the Bible to solve for problems. It just depends on how you see it. But I think the last lady was right. This woman right here. She says, technically we in a recession, but I don't really see no recession since the recession. And I believe the recession that she's talking about was the 2008 recession, right? When it was a real recession and ain't nobody actually had no jobs, there wasn't no growth, and everybody was getting laid off and homes was going down the drain, and whatever the reason that caused it, that was the real recession. And so that's what she's saying. She's saying, yo, I still see it's a bunch of jobs that's not filled. So the context matters. Why we are in this tailspin, or why companies are losing money when you talk about logistics, the semiconductor chip shortage, the pandemic, the fact that costs are going up and companies are trying to save money even though they have specific positions available for those that want to work, the why matters. So I think that this is an interesting dynamic to hear it from different people, and letting them give their perspective, because it shows you the different mindsets of people that are experiencing this whole recession thing that's happening right now, technically.
Democratic news channels, they're going to say, no, it's not really a recession. If there was Trump in the office, they're going to be like all over him. And they're going to be like, no, it's recession. He's not working, he's not doing nothing. But now it's Biden and everything. It is a recession. They're just trying to ignore that fact.
And if the labor market's strong, that's great, but
she's the only one that got two.
It's like if we're having proof that we're in a recession and people are at odds, something needs to be fixed for sure. And this is why I don't do this, because it's not my job to fix it. But yeah, the people in power definitely need to be doing better.
You have some unfortunate that can't help themselves, but for those that can help themselves and are willing to help themselves, they're actually living okay. You got some who just not trying to do anything, and they try to blame it on the government, what the government give it back. On actuality, you have to go out there and do things yourself, or you're not going to get much.
That is the smartest woman that they've interviewed thus far. I know she don't look like it. I know she got the yo-yo braids. Y'all don't know what yo-yo is. Yo-yo was a rapper back in the 90s. I was associated with Ice Cube. I know she got the yo-yo braids and all of that. And I know she got the tattoos and all of that. But this woman is actually pretty freaking wise. Let me go back to her one more time. If you get over the nips, so if you can get over those and you start actually hearing what she says, she's absolutely positively correct. She has the best grasp on what's happening in the economy. And so basically what she's saying is that, it's a bunch of people that really don't want to do nothing, and they've gotten used to handouts. They gotten used to asking Biden for forgiveness for their student loans. They got used to the stimulus checks. They got used to scamming and PPP loans. They got used to working from home, that they forgot what it means to actually get out and participate in society. But the people that want to work, they're going to thrive. The people that want to get it, they're going to continue to win. She is 1,000% correct. Whereas the woman that was before her, she may have a little bit of a grasp on what's going on, but she's basically saying, I don't even want to get involved in this conversation because it's too much of a deep dive, and there needs to be something done by the government, but I just don't want to say what, because we're on camera right now, and so on and so forth. So it's a pretty interesting dynamic.
Unfortunate that can't help themselves, but for those that can help themselves and are willing to help themselves, they're actually living okay.
Talk to them. Bag chasers.
And they try
those
to
that's in the Patreon.
The government, what the government give it back. On actuality, you have to go out there and do things yourself, or you're not going to get much.
It's reparation we need. We are the one that make this thing move. Man, create stuff, right? All that stuff there. Give the people the money so they can spend it and live for a day.
I did not know that we was going to have people running in the Victim Olympics. I did not know that. Ain't nothing like an older black man to talk about some reparations that we going to have to get the people. Why? So everybody can have a Cadillac Escalade truck parked on their lawns in the hood? And that all of the thieves that start licking their chops because they like, we didn't came up. It's time to come and steal these cars. It's the reparations. It's the government. They need to get people their money. You got the women talking intelligent, and these are the men that they need to submit themselves to. Okay, sir.
Not that long, because we're dying off with the COVID and everything else. Give it to the people, and the economy gonna move, because the poor people gonna spend it. The rich people gonna sit on it.
certain parts of the economy feel the pain a little bit harder than others, but for a lot of people in the city, I feel like it's life as usual. You know, the inflation hurts a bit, but these things come and go. It's a cycle. I think we'll recover pretty nicely, and I'm optimistic. I don't like to label things a recession just because, you know, the media is saying one thing or another. I think we'll be fine.
Yep, I think that we'll be fine also. But ultimately, let me get it back to the man that was running in the Victim Olympics. Ultimately, I believe that what the Fed is doing is actually working. You see it happening in the housing market, in which it went from a seller's market down to a buyer's market based off of inventory levels and affordability. The thing that we have to do is it's not a quick solve. We need better economic policy. We need more conversations about finances. I've never seen people more informed about what's going on in the economy as far as inflation and things like that than I have now. I think that people are becoming more educated than ever, at least the people that I'm talking to. And I love pouring into the bag chaser. So the link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Make sure you join the Patreon. The best time to join the Patreon is at the beginning of the month. And we're going to continue to do the work. We're going to continue to level up. We're going to continue to win. We're going to continue to add value into your life to make sure that you get every single thing that you're supposed to have and more. I love you. I appreciate you. I am going to talk to you later. Again, I need you to do me one more favor before we get up out of here, though. Make sure that you share this with your family and friends. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I'm going to always continue to add value. I'm going to always pour into you guys. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to talk to you later. Peace.